Look at how the season ended for, 6, 7 weeks. You guys played some winning hockey where you won some hockey games. It'll be somewhat different next year when you start. There'll be some different players, some that won't be here. Can things like that carry over from season to season, or doesn't that usually happen?
Yeah, no, I think it can. I definitely think it can. It's something that we have to focus on as a group and on an individual level too. Where you left off the season, on an individual level, you're either happy or unhappy about it, and it's up to you to make that choice of whether or not you want to be better. Um, and then as a team, we have to push to be better because obviously this year was a failure in all of our minds. And um, but no, I think we made great strides in our game the last 20 games or so. Still not good enough. I think we can still be better, and we're going to be focusing on it. There's going to be a lot of talks about it, and words only mean so much, though. You have to put words into action.
Alex, the importance of those 20 games comes about, I think, because it shows the kind of team people thought you could be, and you actually went out on the ice and did it. When you were in that 13-game winless streak, and the sense was that that might have killed the season, was there almost a sense of disbelief that that was going on with this group, and that you couldn't just figure out a way to buy one to get out of that, and just Dahlin's not playing. We all know that. But what was the sense during that time of, how could this be happening, given even the fact the season had started, pretty well after the first 3 games?
Yeah, no, obviously missing Dallas is huge. But as a group, I think at times it was unlucky bounces. At times we weren't playing good enough by any means, and that can snowball. But I don't think that there was this sense of um, oh, we're just gonna keep losing. I think every time we went into a game, we thought we could win because we knew we could win. I don't think that ever faltered. I just think that at times we just let teams back in games. At times we weren't able to capitalize on opportunities. I think that if we play a little bit more honest, a little bit more consistent, things like that don't happen. And I think habits don't creep into your game that can ultimately affect and create a 13-game winless streak. I think that that's something that, like I said, we have to focus on as a team and to make sure that doesn't happen. But I mean, you can go back and 82 games, you can look at, oh, if we did this, this would have happened, and you can nitpick all you want. But over the course of the 82 game season, we just weren't good enough, and we know that we need to be better. Whether or not you lose 13 in a row or you win 20 in a row and miss the playoffs, it doesn't matter what happens in those streaks. It's more of a shift by shift basis. It's more of a game by game basis that you have to look at it.
So what gives you optimism that you guys can accomplish your goal next season? I mean, you have a lot of young players. I've heard guys like Nathan McKinnon say you can't win with young players in this league. So it's just given as many young guys as you have, what gives you optimism that you can reach that summit?
All those young guys are going to be a year older come next season, and that means they have a full season more under their belt. I know we have a young team, but we have a lot. I think we're each and every year we're gaining more experience as a team. And I think that helps a lot. That goes a long way, and I have a lot of faith in each and every one of those guys in that locker room personally. And I know that I know each guy can be better than they were this year. I know they're all going to have really good summers, and I'm going to help try to push that along, and myself included. I thought I had a good year, but I want to have a great year next year.
Alex, you've been here for years now. The season results have been the same, not making the playoffs. But what made this one different besides ultimately not reaching the postseason?
Honestly, not reaching the postseason made it pretty similar. I think that's the end goal. Honestly, the end goal is winning the Stanley Cup. It's not even making the playoffs. You have to make the playoffs to be able to do that, obviously. So that's a stepping stone. But sitting here and knowing you have a long summer ahead, just flat out sucks. There's no sugarcoating it. It's a place that none of us want to be at, and like I said, I'm gonna try to do everything in my power to make sure we're not sitting here talking to you guys in April, whatever it is, come next season.
Alex, you've got one more year left on your contract. Obviously, that next contract's going to be potentially, the rest of your career. Where's your head at on that as you get ready for the summer and just the thought of potentially, spending the rest of your career here?
Yeah, I haven't given it too much thought, honestly. I was really focused on this year. I mean, I had some goals in mind for this year, playing 82 games, and I try to grow as a player each and every day. But I haven't given too much thought. I think through the CBA, I don't even think that they can talk to my agent until July 1st or anything like that. And when it comes to that, I'm hands off. I let my agent do all that, and I love it here in Buffalo. I've really enjoyed my time here, and I would like to win here in Buffalo. But I haven't even really talked to my wife about it. Honestly, that's the first person I'm going to have to talk to. So, yeah, we'll see if they say anything, and we'll go from there.
As one of the veteran leaders on this team, how did you see Rasmus sort of accept the challenge of being the captain this year, first season as a captain, and maybe grow and evolve in that role as the season went on?
Yeah, I saw a lot of growth out of Raz this year. I think that, I mean, on ice, you know what he can do. He's one of the best defensemen in the league, and he can take a game over. And I think he does a really good job of leading by example through his work ethics, through his grit, just his overall play. He's a guy that I go to battle with any day of the week, and honestly, it's just awesome to play with a guy like that. And then for just an away from the rink leadership thing, I think he learned a lot of what it takes to be a captain, and he also learned a lot about himself. And I'm really excited to see how much he grows as a person and as a player going forward. And you could just see him come into his own. You can see him get more comfortable each and every day, and that's key. That's huge. He's so young. I feel like at times he might think he's got the weight of the world on his shoulders, and because he really wants to win, and that's the most important thing to him. And that's the type of captain I want.
Was there a moment or an example from this season that made you say, "Oh, I see him growing and becoming more comfortable in the role"?
No, I don't have one example. There's about 50 of them, so no.
Alex, I mean, you established yourself as one of the league's best upper tier, whatever, two-way forwards. What allowed you to reach that offensive level from a couple of years ago and then add to your game and have maybe a career season this year?
Yeah, no, I think that, like I said, playing 82 games was a big thing for me, is just trying to be healthy and trying to be as consistent as possible. And I think that I wasn't as consistent as I wanted to be, but in the second half of the year, I really thought that I did a better job of being a little hungrier, maybe just sprinting a little bit more, just maybe bearing down in certain areas, knowing that my confidence also, when you're scoring, your confidence gets up a little bit, and so I was trying to keep my confidence as high as possible and being a game changer each and every night. I think I try to do it defensively. I try to do it on all the entire length of the ice there. So I think that just trying to look for little things in my game to give me confidence and to be better in, I think at times help my success.
Tage already told me he's going to play for Team USA. Are you going to join him there?
Sadly, I can't. My wife gives birth in about 4 weeks to our second-born son there. It's going to have to be an all-hands-on-deck situation. But yeah, sadly, I won't be able to play in the World Championships. I would have loved to have gone, but I got to take care of my family.
You mentioned playing every game was a big goal, and I think last night you said, you did some things differently maybe to just keep your body right. Like what did change maybe that helped you accomplish that goal playing every game?
Yeah, I think every year I've played in the league, I've learned a little bit about myself and my body, what I need to do what I need to stay away from, and how I just go into each and every day. I think I took a little bit more steps in certain areas. I won't divulge too many details, but I've had some injuries or some nagging things that I think I was able to put on the back burner and really allow, with the help of the training staff and the strength and conditioning staff there, they really helped me maintain my physical well-being. Obviously, you're never going to go through a season without bumps and bruises, but I was able to minimize mine, so I was really happy with that.
He's talked about how the culture needed to change at some point this season. You know, in your view, how did the culture evolve? I know it changes from year to year because you get new guys, but where were some of, I guess, the disappointing aspects to that, and how did you see growth throughout the year?
Yeah, I think that can obviously be translated in a lot of different things. I think of, when I think of like needing the culture change, I think it's needing to play to an identity, needing to buy into that identity as a team, and needing to look at a team first mentality when going into games. And I think a lot of guys realize that when the team has success, your own personal success also elevates. So playing the right way might not always put you on the score sheet, but it'll help another guy and it'll help your team win. And more wins lead to confidence, and confidence leads to personal success. And so that shift the last 20 games, you can definitely see it in the way I think guys approach the game, the way guys maybe backchecked a little harder and sold out. It wasn't so much of fear of Lindy getting like mad at them, more so than just helping out your teammates and playing for one another. And I think that we can take a step further in that direction as well.